Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, I'm going to be making a scabbard for this sword I made last year. Quite a nice sword, I was really happy with it. But I never did make a scabbard for it. So I'm going to attempt to make a scabbard from a piece of drain pipe. So this is the piece of drain pipe, it's been cleaned up. And hopefully what I'm going to attempt to do is a similar thing to what people do with kydex. So this will be heated up, put essentially in a press, squashed, and then it should shape itself round the blade, hopefully, and then I can finish it off however I want. I might put rivets all the way around the edge. For the press I've got a very basic thing because I don't have a lot of materials right now. So I've got 2 planks of wood here, a bit of leather nailed on the bottom as a hinge, and some foam and some bubble wrap. You would want more foam really, but this is all I've got, so I'm just going to have to attempt to do it like this. You heat up the hose pipe with a heat gun. Probably are other ways you could do it, but I don't think this would be able to fit in an oven. So you heat it up with a heat gun, you then put the blade inside the tube and then you clamp it down and it will form around the blade, hopefully. Now I've never done this before, so it may be a complete fail, so this may be a video showing you what not to do. So the next thing I'm going to do, as soon as I've got this ready, is start heating up the drain pipe. So I'll just be using a standard heat gun. Try and keep your clamp and your blade ready so that as soon as you need to squash it down you can. And I'll just be heating it up inside and all over and hope it heats up. The only thing at the minute is the weather is quite cold, so this may be a bit of a struggle, but I'll see how I go. I need to get this fucking vise as quick as possible. Come on. Okay. We'll have to see how this goes. It might be alright, or it might be a bit shit, but it should be shaped around it at least. Right, that has worked. Look at that. So I think what I'll do with this is I will leave this back edge how it is, cut a bit about, I don't know, 15mm all around the edge, and then put some rivets along here and just this front edge. But yeah, that's come out quite nice. I'm happy with that. That's a decent fit. That has worked really well. And considering, you know, the tools I was using, that's literally a bit of old decking, crappy old bit of fencing wood, some foam and some bubble wrap. The next bit you'll see is it would have been cut out, and I will be potentially riveting. No, actually what I'll do, I won't cut it first. I think I'll rivet it first. So I'll drill around where I need to put the rivets in, and I'll cut it out afterwards. I don't think it will matter either way, but it might actually be easier to drill first and then cut it out afterwards. Drill and rivet first, cut out after. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Right, so yeah, drilling. Right, I'm going to try and do the holes, just guessing the distances, should be okay. Problem with this stuff, where it's black and it's quite dark in here, if I do it on my pillar drill, I can't actually see where I'm drilling, so I have to just do it by hand. And you don't need to do rivets in this. I'm doing rivets just because I have a lot of rivets. Eyelets would be a better thing, but I'll show you how to do rivets. anyone can get rivets, they're easy to get, and they work just as well, and you can make them look alright as well. So I'll carry on with the drill holes. Right, so there's the holes. I'm going to make sure I have this on the side that I want it to look good, and I think so the heads will be on this side. So now I'll just start riveting. I've not gone right up to the top because I'm going to open this top up a little bit by heating it, just to make the sword go into the scabbard easier. If you open it up a little bit, it just goes in easier, you know, that makes sense. Right, so yeah, make sure you've got it on the side that you want to have the nice side, if that makes sense. And what we're going to do is have the standard side, that side, and this side we're going to peen this over afterwards, once we've done them all. So I shall carry on all the way down and I'll show you myself peening it over. Right, so there's the rivets. I am now going to peen them all over, which is pretty easy. Just be careful. You're essentially just hammering them flat. I find it helps to sort of hit in a circular motion as you go round. Right, I'm going to cut it out now. I've undecided what I'm going to cut it with. I might just try a hacksaw, leaving quite a big gap so that I can use my little belt sander to just sand down to where I want it. Right, I think that's looking alright really for what it is. I'm really happy with that. So it'll just be a little bit of refining now, but that is quite a nice little sheath, that is. I don't think that would come off very easily either. So it's nice and secure. And the good thing is now, this means I can give this a good sharpen and then do some bottle cutting with it. So what you'll see next is potentially me just finishing this off as nicely as I can, and then some pictures. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. So that is quite a good way to make a scabbard for a sword if you don't have a lot of money or materials and stuff like that. Most people could probably find a bit of scrap drain pipe and some rivets. Yeah. Right, I'll just finish it off now and then I'll take some pictures. And I might adjust the handle slightly to this because I've noticed that this little bit pokes into your hand a little bit when you're holding it. But I do want to use this eventually as a bottle cutting sword. But now it's got the scabbard, it is a lot more usable, because without the scabbard I couldn't really sharpen it. Right, I shall carry on and then you'll see the finished product.